Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you don't want to listen to me ramble throughout this video, then you can scrub along the timeline and you'll find the screenshots at the end. It is a 30-minute or so long video, probably my longest video yet, so go ahead. But if you like what you see, consider subscribing and maybe even liking the video. Thanks. Moving on, in today's build, I finally make a cottage home. Something you can shove into your save file if you wish to do so. The pack itself is pretty good and offers a good chunk of gameplay features and stuff to keep us preoccupied for a few months or so. Personally, I like it, although I haven't really had the time to play it, well, other than make this house and another tiny cottage farm. I'm not really done filming yet. Gameplay wise, I haven't really made a family yet or played through it normally as one does because I've been focusing on making videos for YouTube for the moment. But despite that, I do quite like it, and someone who likes making dystopian kinds or dystopian-like kind of builds, the new lot challenges look pretty interesting, and I'm probably going to enjoy most of it when I do get the chance or when I do find the time to play the game as it is and not really just treat it as like another building simulator. But anyways, back to the build. As you can see, I kind of copied James Turner's style of building, or at least the ones in his recent building videos where he uses a live edit house and copies it. For me, I think it's a great idea. It gives you a taste of what kind of house fits in perfectly with the world. And I think the name of the world for this one is Headford Badgley. I actually don't know, and I mean I can look it up, but doing this recording right now, I don't want to touch anything on my computer, so I'm gonna assume. I know it's Henford, I just don't know what the second name is. But anyways, yeah, I got the idea from James Turner, formerly known as the Sim Supply, to get a house from the live edit debug whatever menu and try to copy it as close as possible. For me, the reason why I did it, like I said, is it is a better way to gauge like the overall theme of the plot, and I don't really make, or I don't think these types of builds are my speciality. So to have like a reference point was very helpful. Although I did look up for inspiration on Pinterest, but I really didn't end up following it. Although the overall structure, or let's say the layout of the farm, I did have like a reference for it, which I will, as always, link down in the description. But the house itself, I got most of the inspiration was from the house I used as reference. And you'll actually see I'll make a secondary house where I used another live edit house to copy from, or to like base from. But yeah, that was the whole rationale behind the build, or at least my creative process behind the build. At this particular time, I'm currently using the barn for the cow or lamb that you can get in the game. I enlarged it using the tool mod, but it still works. I think the whole reason why they made the entrance to the barn all blacked out is because even if you resize it, you can still use it. A cow or a lamb can still, exit it, whatever size it is. Yeah, I think that's why I saw on my YouTube timeline there are actually people are making their own type of barn builds, probably just resizing the barn that we have in game so you can hide it behind walls or room, which theoretically is all possible. I've only seen the thumbnails, I haven't really clicked on it, but yeah, I've seen people doing custom barns already, so it works. And now I'm making a chicken coop. Yeah, I think that's what you call it, a chicken coop. We do have a farm also there. I do, as you can see on the left, I do change it up. Like you see now, it's gone. And this is what I was referring to earlier, where I said that I used another live edit house to make the secondary home. The secondary home is kind of like a shelf, but it's like a blacksmith home. It's not a blacksmith. It's more of woodworker's hut is what I was trying to say. And if you haven't noticed yet with the naming of my build, I called it a heritage farm, because the whole vibe behind the new pack is cottagecore, and it's like Valkyrie or that time period, 18th century, 17th century, 16th century, I don't know, Valhalla type. I'm referencing Assassin's Creed, the new game, but I can't really exactly remember what time period that is. Valkyrie, Viking era, I think. But anyways, so that's the whole vibe behind the pack, and I tried to really recreate it or stay true to the theme. I haven't made like a modern farm yet, which I think that's interesting, and I might as well give it a shot. And I have seen challenges online, especially on Instagram, that I'm very interested in doing or taking on. But since I have school at the moment, or admissions that I'm currently figuring out, I'm focusing all my energy there. And I'm currently taking an art course online. If you're aware or familiar with the YouTube channel called Future, they offer like art courses for you, like illustration or Photoshop, and I enrolled in one and I'm taking classes, and hopefully that helps me out. I hopefully am planning to do something with that course, especially personally, since I'm trying to work or try to maximize my liking for those kinds of things by making shirt design or shirt prints, probably selling it online. I know I do have like a print on demand store, but I'm still currently working on it. I only have like 3 designs, and I'm currently working on more, since I wanted to make it, I wanted to provide me some sort of passive income as I continue to become a student, or as I continue to study. At the moment, I only have like 1 or 2 sales, which is quite bad since I started it a few 4 months ago, but that is me not really working on it as much. I kind of worked on it for like 2 weeks and just left it as is for the last 4 months. So the fact that I even made a sale was actually maybe not so bad. Anyways, the whole reason this video is 30 minutes or so long is because of all these landscaping. I'm quite happy that we have ponds now. I personally love it that we do have it, and you'll see later in the video, not only did we get ponds, we also have these like creatures that you can place in the pond. Fishes and crickets and dragonflies, which I think is very nice, because you really do find these things in these kinds of bodies of water. And, again, going back to the whole vibe of the pack, it fits in with the world perfectly. And at least it's not something you need to buy. It's part of the update, or the update before the pack release. So going back to the things I've mentioned in the past, if you buy the base game right now, it's actually worth it. Unlike when it was available back in 2014, it really wasn't. And it's probably great to buy the base game right now, especially because it's on sale all the time. There are days where it's not on sale, but you just wait for it to be on sale and then buy it. For me, it's just like a few dollars, or at least in my currency, it's just couple of money, or it's not really, it's change, it's chunk change. So buying the base game is pretty worth it, just because with all these updates, and I think it's going to be a common theme. I don't think Sims 5 is coming anytime sooner. I think they're going to work on Sims 4 as much as they can for like maybe another year or 2. And with every pack release, I think there's always a base game update. Just makes the base game overall better. And hopefully, if I'm up for it, I'll probably make another base game or build, nocc stuff, because there's just so much stuff you can do with the base game at the moment. Although there aren't really careers, although there are freelance careers you can do. But the base game, if you buy it now, pretty okay. Anyways, back to the build. I don't know if I did a very good job trying to paint the facade of the house with all these tool paint stuff that I'm placing right now. I'm actually insecure about my landscaping capabilities, but I am trying to actively get better at it by getting inspiration from other creators like myself. And I know I will get better at it because I'm actively trying to do so, and to have it in your arsenal It's a pretty neat thing to have, and it allows you to create more interesting builds in the future. So for now, this is what I can do with it. Hope you like it. You can always just change it up if you do decide to download the video. Not download the video, but the build. But yeah, that's my attempt at terrain paint. I think it's more like makeup where you do shading, but that's as good as I'm gonna get with that at this particular moment in time. And now we're doing the interior part of the build. I like the pack because we get a lot of these stuff with us. The kitchen counters are pretty nice, and I quite like it. And actually, I'm quite happy with myself that I was able to situate the kitchen in this particular area of the build. I mean, I could have placed it somewhere else. I just think it fits in perfectly here. I haven't done. I think I haven't done or filmed myself doing a kitchen underneath like a staircase. So this is my first time doing it, and I think it turned out pretty well. And going back to the pack itself, it does have like the country kitchen kit vibe to it. I think that was like a paid test for us users to see, oh, do they like this vibe? Should we make a cottage core build or stuff pack or expansion pack? Oh, well, I think they do quite like the country kit stuff pack or kit, whatever nomenclature you have for that stupid thing. They like it, so might as well go full on with this cottage expansion pack. I have no qualms against it. I quite like it. Like I said earlier, I find myself using it for my other dystopian like builds or off the grid like houses. I already have one in mind, but I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but hopefully in 2 weeks I find a time. I think next week I'm not gonna post any videos because I'll be busy with something not related to a YouTube career, but I don't really have a lot of subscribers, although I'm quite grateful for the 100 subscribers that I have now, 110 subscribers that I have now. I'm not really a big creator to like pressure myself to keep posting every month or every week. So I'm just doing this for self-expression, art therapy, and if anyone wants to download my builds or find it interesting enough, you can do it. I always upload my builds in the gallery, and you can always find me there. Everything is in the description below. But yeah, going back to what I was saying about the stuff that came with the cottage pack expansion pack. I'm sorry, I don't know majority of their names. I just know the first word and I just stick with it. But yeah, it's very nice. We've been getting lots of IKEA looking stuff, modern looking stuff. So to have another pack that doesn't really fit into the same genre like the ones we've had in the past is good because it diversifies the stuff that we have in game, and it caters to a lot of other people's personal style or wants or likes. I don't know. And that's the whole point of The Sims. I mean, you can't always just have modern stuff. I mean, I think it's easier to design because it's just straight edges and not very intricate details with it because it's minimalistic. But yeah, the fact that we have more stuff like this, Viking type houses or English cottage type houses or stuff, is helpful for everybody, and everybody happy. Everybody has their own style to choose from, and hopefully it appeases more fans of the game. Also, I know the pack has been out for like 2 weeks already, and the fact that I don't really know much about it yet, other than the trailers or the stuff I've seen in the trailers, is kind of upsetting, I know. But like I said earlier, I haven't really played through this game because, one, I was just really focused on making a house, and I was really busy. I don't know. I can't really sort it out. It is part that I am also busy, and it's also part because my friends who play Apex Legends, if you're familiar with that game, they've invited me to play with them more often, and as someone who misses playing with other people or just interacting with people in general, I just can't help but say yes. I mean, yeah, there is a community in The Sims. You interact with them through Instagram or other means or Discord. I am part of other Discords in relation to The Sims, but I don't really interact with the people there. I know they're all nice and so, but I'm still not really in that headspace where I think I can interact with totally random people online and just talk about some shared interests we have for a game. So to have friends who'd like to play with you online and, you know, compete with other people, it's a nice change of pace. I mean, I really do like The Sims, but it's kind of individualistic in a way that you don't really play with anybody else, and the only kind of interaction you have with other people in the game is when you share your stuff online, like I do, like I've said, through Instagram. But other than that, very individualistic. So I get why, I don't know why other developers or some EA developers for The Sims think when the Sims 5 does come out, it'd be nice to have a multiplayer aspect to it. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Like if there's like one town, if it's like what's that thing on Steam, virtual, where you just I can't remember the name. What is it? I'm gonna check it. I'm actually gonna check it right now. I think I downloaded it before, but I'll check it again. Virtual thing? Virtual chat? Is it virtual chat? I don't know. But it's basically like that. So there's like a world where it's open to other people online and you just go there with your sim and interact with other people. I think it's like Second Life. Maybe can be dangerous because, you know, it's on the internet. You don't know other people if they have ill intentions. I don't know. But if you follow Fake Gamer Girl, I think in one of her videos in the past, I think a month ago or 2 months ago, she featured a developer who made a multiplayer mod for The Sims 4. And she played it with a friend of hers and it worked out pretty well. I think the whole concept of, you know, it is like Second Life. You're on one server, you interact in a common world and do whatever you want with your friend. You know, I don't know if you can, probably there's going to be a set of houses that you can interact in. I don't think, let's say you've made a house and you can tour it with your friend together in that server. I think that's incredibly difficult to do for coders or developers behind the scenes. So the fact if we can just have one, like let's say like me when I play Apex, there's these set of maps that everybody plays in. Those are the constants, and if we just have a constant world where we can all interact in but still have our own save files that we can just do whatever we want with it, then I think multiplayer for The Sims is possible. I think it's just, like I said, very difficult if everybody has their own save files and they've created this world for their own that they share with people by sharing their save files. Beyond that, having a multiplayer capability within their own save files, unique save files, I just think it's incredibly difficult. I don't know if it's going to be possible anytime soon, but to me right now, I think it's not. But it seems like we're heading there. Like, I think EA developers, they actually want to include that or make it a part of our game. And hopefully, I think I'm not really against it. I just hope there aren't really any microtransactions, because I don't think it fits for The Sims to have microtransactions, at least the one in the desktop versions. I don't play EA. I don't play the mobile games, so I don't know how that works. But although when I was way younger, maybe when I was a freshman in high school, I didn't have like a laptop or I didn't have like a desktop of my own. And I really wanted to play The Sims. And my only way of getting to play The Sims was saving up for an iPad Touch, the first iteration of the iPad Touch, because there's The Sims 3 mobile in it. I just really thought at that time that was the only instance for me, or moment, or way for me to play The Sims. So for a whole year, I saved up for an iPad Touch. And when I finally got it, I didn't really play. I realized The Sims 3 mobile is a crap game. It's a whole different experience than when you get to play it on your desktop, obviously. But my childlike brain at that time didn't really fully understood that. So yeah, I don't know. Multiplayer seems quite like an exciting feature to have in the future, but I don't have the brain cells to know or figure out how that's possible for us in the long run. But yeah, going back to the build, it's a small build actually. If you look at it, the houses, they're small, they're just 2 bedrooms, and the whole living area is open, so it's quite easy to furnish. And now, what I was talking about earlier, I'm furnishing the woodworker's hut, or the recreational area where you can paint, make flowers, do your excavation stuff or like archaeology stuff. And I love the truck actually. I think the truck is amazing. It's why I really wish The Sims 4 was open world. I mean, I understand why they didn't do it open world, or they did it kind of semi-open world, because you want more people to get a chance to download it into their systems. I have quite a high-end computer, so I can run the game quite nicely. But hopefully, on top of having multiplayer and whatnot, I hope The Sims 5 is open world, and I hope if it is open world, I hope it looks like this. I think they should really bank on this whole cartoonish looking vibe to the whole game. I think it just fits in really well. Making it look too realistic is troublesome. And let's not make a real life simulator. I think the whole lore behind it doesn't really fit it. But yeah. Now, other than all the 2 houses I've already made or done furnishing, the rest of it is just me furnishing, because it is a farm and there are so many ways to furnish the lot, like trees and whatever broken walls that you can see me placing right now. And I haven't even started styling the pond that I made, because I really didn't know how I would do it at first. This is my first time really building with the new pack. But yeah, it was all fun. And now I'm just trying to copy the world around me and placing all the grass that fits in perfectly. And now it's just the pier. I don't even think that was a logical decision on my part when I did decide to place it in, because I feel like it didn't really make sense to have a pier there. But because I did make the pond rather big, I just needed more clutter, or just decided to place it there because I just needed more clutter surrounding the pond. Hence, I placed it there. I wanted it to be an open pond, but it didn't look the way I wanted it to look like. So you'll notice later in the video, or in a few minutes, that I cover all the edges with rocks, or you'll see it. Actually, if you look around the world that I've placed this lot in, you'll see that there are like streams and it's covered by rocks. So I basically just copied that look, and hopefully I recreated it as much as I could. Like right now, I'm doing it right now. Well, initially I placed it here first, and I thought, I'll just place it there and not add it to the other areas of the pond. But later down the video, I was thinking maybe it's just too difficult for me to furnish it. I don't, or sign it. I have no idea what else to place it. So I just banked on the whole cover it with rocks look, and now it's just going to be covered with rocks. But enough of me trying to explain something I could have explained in one sentence. Going back to the build, I won't do a voiceover for the screenshots at the end, because like I said, this is a 30-minute or so long video, and I've probably talked too much already, or even rambled too much already. So I'll just choose some calming music to place over the screenshots. And if you haven't really reached far into this video, then probably just talking to myself, and it doesn't really matter that I'm saying this. But yeah, going to choose calming music over the screenshots, and hopefully it fits in with the vibe of the build, which I think it does, because cottagecore. Anyways, I'm quite happy with how the pond ended up looking, given that I'm not really good at these kinds of stuff, like landscaping wise. So the fact that I personally think it looks fine is good enough. I don't know if you'll like it, but hopefully you do. And if you don't, I don't really mind. I think it looks pretty neat. And I don't know if I could recreate something like this ever again, because You know, when you're painting and you just don't really have any plans and you just go with the flow. This was my whole creative process behind the pond. It was just like a flow state thing. I just placed anything that looked like something you'd find in a pond and was hoping it looked pretty neat or nice, to which I think it ultimately ended up looking pretty nice. And now we're doing the backyard, which is the last part of the build before we head into the screenshots. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the house, and I hope it finds a space in your save file soon. And I hope you like the video, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you may be. The screenshots are incoming in a few seconds, so stick around if you want to, but if you don't want to, then fine. And also, if you're just here for the screenshots, here they are. This is the end of the line for me. Hope you're having a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.